Greetings, Benjamin J. from BENZTRAINZ with another in the series. Well, it's 20 degrees here today, so it was too cold to go out and do anything. So I worked in the shop today and played with the trains. Anyway, I went through the junk box and put together a new work caboose made out of stuff that I had in the junk box. So I thought I'd do a quick video, bring this around, and show you what I've come up with. Now, this is a work caboose that I built out of parts, as you see. And it's an old Lionel caboose body and, of course, a Marx crane. And I've got them mounted on a flat car that I made out of 2 5-gallon paint stirrers from Menards, and I glued them together and then cut it off at 12 inches, added trucks to it, and this is the result. So what I'm going to do with it, I have no idea. And as you see, it's towing the new Spotlight truck. And I don't know if I'm going to leave it like this, pull the crane off, put a different crane on it, perhaps take the crane off and put a floodlight or a different kind of crane, or perhaps a cut-off gondola. Not sure what I'm going to do with it, but just made it out of parts. It is a huge car. It's 12 inches long, so it's the biggest car on the layout of any manufacturer, Marx, Lionel, anything. This is a big car, as you see. And I've got it towing that Spotlight and being pulled with the Marx 400 that I put that 999 motor in and that new lens. I did a video on that last night. So like I said, 20 degrees here today, too cold to go out and do anything. So I just went through the parts box and wanted to see what I could make out of junk parts. And this was the result. As you see, a monstrous big car, no doubt. It's the biggest car on the layout, 12 inches long end to end, and just an old Lionel caboose body, old Marx crane, and I have the hook for it. I just haven't mounted it yet. I don't know if I'm going to leave the crane on here. Like I said, I might mount a Spotlight in the front. I might put a cut-off gondola here. Not sure what I'm going to do with it yet, but it's always fun to see what you can make out of junk. And believe me, this was all junk out of the junk box. So an old Lionel caboose body, I can put a contact on the bottom of this and light the caboose. Like I said, I could mount a Spotlight on the front. I could put a different crane on it. I could put a chopped off gondola up front. Not sure what I'm going to do with it yet, but always fun to experiment and just want to see what I could make out of the junk in the junk box. Like I said, it's 20 degrees here, so it's too cold to go out and do anything. And then I've got the new Spotlight just being towed behind it. So like I said, not sure what I'm going to do with it. If I'm going to leave it this way, change it, no idea. I just got it put together out of parts, so I thought I'd do a quick video on it. It's big, there's no doubt about that. 12 inches end to end. And it doesn't look too bad, considering it's made completely out of junk. So I just want to do a quick video on this. Always interesting to see what you can make rather than what you can buy. The thing is, it works. I have a really big Marx car. In fact, it's the biggest car I have. 12 inches end to end, and it's towing that Spotlight. So anyway, I just want to do a quick video on this. Like I said, it's always fun to see what you can make rather than what you can buy. And this is just cobbled together. And I've got a thin bead of epoxy along the bottom edge on both sides of this caboose body, and then just stuck it to the flat bed. The crane is mounted with a single screw. It does pivot, and it'll pivot 360 degrees, or it'll pivot until it hits the caboose body anyway. So like I said, I don't know what I'm going to do with it. If I'm going to keep it this way, change it, I have no idea. I just took a bunch of parts, stuck them together. It worked. It's an interesting car. It's a big car. Like I said, it's the biggest car on the layout. In fact, it's the biggest car I have, with the exception of the Lionel passenger cars. But it works. And like I said, always fun to see what you can make out of parts. So really, really simple, but interesting. It was an interesting experiment. And the thing is, of course, it works. So it is one very, very large O-gauge car. Like I said, no idea what I'm going to do with it. I have no idea at all. But since I had the parts, I figured I'd just throw them on this flatbed and see how it would look. It was easy to do. It's really, really simple. And I had the parts to do it with, so just basically an experiment. So I just want to do a quick video on this. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to drop me an email, BENZTRAINZ@gmail.com. And as always, thank you for watching.